I'm Miss Navarro, one of the first grade teachers. I will be teaching you or showing you how to do a nonfiction text feature scavenger hunt today. So we're going to start first with our materials that we need. We need some sticky notes. We need a pencil. We need a variety of nonfiction text feature, and in your K-12 curriculum, you got a lot of these little magazines that are very useful when we're doing nonfiction text. You might have some personal nonfiction books that you have at your house. You might get some from your local library to use. So just get a variety of books that your students can use for their hunt today. You will also might find beneficial a chart that has different nonfiction text features, examples of them labeled so that your student can use it as a reference chart. I printed one off the internet. You can make one yourself, or your students can make one. You can have them cut old pictures from a magazine of indexes or bold words or captions or from newspapers and make your own reference chart. But I would have that one of those up in your room, in your classroom, so that your students can use that as a reference if they're on their hunt and they're like, what was that? What is the caption again? And they can look quickly at the reference chart and remember what it is. Okay, so you have all your materials. The last material that I would grab is a nonfiction scavenger hunt checklist, so that at the end of our lesson today, your students can go back and they can check off the different features that they have found. I just pulled one off the internet that I found that was very good, so you can create one yourself, just a little checklist, or you can print one off the internet as well. All right, so to get started, you want to make sure you review with your student the different nonfiction text features that you want them to find. So you might not want them to find 12 different features today. You might focus on just 3 or 4 text features that you want them to look for in their hunt. So let's say you want them to look for captions in their hunt. So you want to review what captions are. So you might sit with your student, open one of these books, and look through and see if you can find a caption. So here's a caption next to a photograph. And just talk about what captions are. Talk about why they're important. Why do we have them in nonfiction books, and what are they good for? So find a few different captions. You can also look in your magazines or newspapers if you have some, and just see if they can help you find some captions and review what they are before they do their own independent scavenger hunt. You might have them look for a table of contents. So again, you discuss what table of contents is for, why it's important. Then you go through and see if you can help them, and they can help you together find some table of contents. So on this one, the table of contents, remind them it's at the beginning of a book or a magazine and what it is used for. So you have the table of contents. You talk about it with your student. You find a few different examples for them. And then you go on to your next feature. So again, just focusing on 3 or 4 features, reviewing with your students before they start their own hunt. The next thing you want to do is you want to grab your sticky notes, and this is where you're going to write those text features down. So if you're doing captions, you want to write captions on a sticky note. So I have caption. I'm going to put it right down in front of me, and you want to have enough space, maybe a table, or I just kind of spread out across a floor, so I have enough room to put my materials down and your student is comfortable. So I wrote the word captions. That way when my student goes to do their own nonfiction text feature hunt, they can, as they're flipping through, they can find some captions and they can stick the sticky next to the caption on that page. So that way when they're going back to do their checklist, they can flip to that little sticky note and say, oh, here's my caption, I found one, and then they can do that throughout the different books that they look in. You might want to have a few copies of your caption sticky notes, so that way as they're looking through different books, they find many captions, they can stick them on throughout their books. Then you might say, let's talk about photographs today and why they're important. So you write the word photograph, or your student can write the word photograph on a sticky. You put it in a pile, and that's going to be another feature that they're going to look for. So again, you might want to do a pile of sticky notes that have the word photograph on it, so that way as they're going through their lesson, they can just pull a sticky when they find a photograph and stick it down on there. Do the same for whatever text features you want them to find. So if you want them to find table of contents, make a little stack of table of contents sticky notes for them. Okay? All right, once they have their sticky notes ready to go, now they're ready to do their hunt. And this is the fun part for them. So they're going to grab a book. You want to make sure you're there with them just in case they need help. They can also use their chart, their reference chart as well. So they're going to grab a book. So let's say they want to find some captions. They're going to flip through their book. Let's see. Oh, I found a caption, Mom. So they're going to stick that sticky right on this page, and they're going to keep on looking. Let's see if we can find any more captions. Oh, there's another sticky. Whoa, I'm finding lots of captions today. Okay, so then they might put that book down, and they might want to explore a different book and look for some more captions. So let's flip through. Oh, here's a caption right down here. Yay! Look at all those captions I'm finding. So I am done with my caption hunt. Now I'm going to start looking for photographs. So they're going to grab their pile of sticky notes that say photograph on them. They're going to grab one of their nonfiction books, and they're going to start looking through and trying to find that photograph. And if they say, what again is a photograph? And you remind them, or they can look at their chart and say, oh, I remember what a photograph is. It's like a picture. So I'm going to flip through. I have lots of photographs in this book, so I'm going to just put my sticky notes in here as I flip through. Oh, there's another photograph. Lots of photographs in here. And they'll notice that in their nonfiction textbooks, they're finding lots of these features because the text features that you're reviewing them with them are very important and very common in nonfiction textbooks. So they'll get excited as they're finding all of those text features. All right, once you go through your 3 or 4 features that you want them to look on and they have found them in their hunt, then you're going to take your nonfiction text feature checklist and you're going to have them mark off if they have found the different things. Remember, we didn't do all of them on here today. We just focused on 3 or 4. So you're going to flip through and you're going to say, did you find a table of contents? And they're going to look back through their stickies and say, yes, I remember. Let me go find that. And they're going to flip through. Where was that table of contents? Oh, here it was. So they're going to mark off on their checklist that they found a table of contents. Okay? So they might find 3 or 4 today. You might do another scavenger hunt tomorrow or in a couple days, and you might do 3 or 4 other text features for them to focus on. And then after you've reviewed with them and had them explore on their own, you might have them do a big scavenger hunt at the end and see if they can find all of the text features that you have reviewed. You can make it a competition and see if you can find them or if they can find them faster. Make it fun for them, but make sure you are there with them in case they need help. That reference chart is very important, whether you make it yourself or print one off, either one, but just having that up there just as a quick place that they can look to see as a reminder what those features are. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you have a great time doing your scavenger hunts. Have a great day.